to all of you. Welcome to Tathastu ICS. My name is Pooja and I am your current affairs and history faculty here. So, good morning everyone who are online right now. Today is 29th of January 2025 and today I am going to take your DNA session. This is the QR code for the Telegram group from where you can access the PDF files of this session. Other than that, you can get the PDF file from the description box as well. Okay, so let's start today's discussion. Let's see which important news we are going to cover today. These are the new courses which are starting at Tathastu ICS. Any one of you who are interested, please go through the details. These are the important news which we are going to cover today. Today's newspaper was really a good newspaper. So it was filled with so many news. Okay, so I have find out the most important one and we are going to discuss here. The first is related to the new. There is a company named DeepSeek. So China's DeepSeek, it is kind of a language module. It is like ChatGPT. Okay. So it is an AI tool, artificial intelligence tool, but it is actually being considered as a much better and much cheaper than ChatGPT. So because of this China's DeepSeek, the name of the name of AI tool is ChatGPT. Here the name of the AI tool is DeepSeek. It jolts tech world as a lean mean AI model. Lean mean means there was very less money which was spent in developing this particular AI model. So actually such kind of news are showing us that China's artificial intelligence technology is nowhere behind the Silicon Valley artificial intelligence technology. So this is the news we are going to cover today. Basically this particular term is very important. So in UPSC, in one liner, UPSC can ask they can ask you question in prelims. The second news is related to GBS syndrome. Okay, it is Guillain-Barré syndrome. We are seeing outbreak in Pune. More than 100 people are affected, and the major reason why the people are getting affected by this particular disease or syndrome is unhygienic condition, especially the food. Unhygienic food is the basic reason why such outbreak is there in Pune. So the government, so there is an editorial based on that. Okay, so we are going to cover that. After that, there is a very important information regarding child marriage law. Recently in Allahabad High Court we have a particular case, and that particular case actually had some other opinion, but because of the Supreme Court's final opinion, what should be the marriageable age for the people and how they can seek, especially when it comes to child marriages, when they can annul their marriage. Annul means breaking of marriage. It is very much different from divorce. So in which time period they can seek the annulment. So there is a debate on that. So there is an opinion of Madras High Court, opinion of Allahabad High Court also, and there was an opinion of Supreme Court of India. Obviously because Supreme Court of India has already given the similar judgment, so the subordinate court has to follow their ruling only. But again this particular issue is still a matter of debate. So we are going to understand that what are the issues particularly related to this child marriage law. What is the definition of child? Definition of child in the Majority Act is someone else, and definition of child in the Prevention of Child Marriage Act is very much different. So which age we need to consider as an age of an adult? Should it be 18 or should it be 21? So we are going to know everything about that. After that, we are going to know about another news. Is Trump's order on birthright citizenship constitutional or not? We all know that Donald Trump has given an executive order to end the citizenship by birth in USA. Okay, we all know that. Now it is just an executive order. Obviously this particular issue going to go into the parliament, like in Lok Sabha in our country. So it is going to go into the Congress is the name of the lower house in USA. So the issue is going to go into the Congress as well. And other than that, the court, we all know that the judiciary is very much independent. Even the state judiciary, the federalism concept is a much elaborated concept in America. So their judiciary is very much strong. So recently district judge in Seattle has given a judgment saying that this particular executive order by Donald Trump is totally unconstitutional. Constitutional, not our constitution, obviously USA's constitution. Okay. So actually this citizenship was provided by the 14th Amendment. Okay, 14th Amendment in USA. We are talking about the USA's amendment. So we are going to understand that is it really constitutional? Can Donald Trump, president of USA, can actually take away the citizenship by birth or not? It is a much debatable issue, not only in America but all over the world, especially India, because now, because of this particular executive order, the Indians who are planning to settle in USA, it is going to be very difficult for their children to gain citizenship. Okay, especially the people who are there for a work specific visa. Next news is related to the ACER study. It is related to the quality of education in our country. So this particular study is now saying that the post-COVID recovery has been seen. During the COVID time, just after the COVID, the situation actually was not that good, but now after the post-COVID scenario is no more there, and we are actually recovering when it comes to the quality of education as well. Now, so we are going to discuss that. After that, we are going to discuss another important news. This important actually contains so many factual information which is very important for UPSC. So ISRO is set for a historical 100th launch from Sriharikota. Sriharikota is actually a small island in Andhra Pradesh. It is very near to Pulicat Lake in the map, if you can see that, on our eastern coast. So first we are going to understand, this is actually a historical milestone that we are going to, Sriharikota is going to have its 100th mission. Along with that, we are going to understand which important mission were included in all these 1-200 missions, and along with that we are also going to understand why Sriharikota, why we are launching our satellites from Sriharikota, what is the significance of this particular location. Okay, after that, next news is related to a WHO's guideline, World Health Organization's guideline, that we need to actually reduce the sodium content in our table salt. Table salt means the kind of salt which you are using regularly while making your vegetables or in general. So what we need, earlier everyone was focusing on, we need to have a sodium rich salt, but now WHO is saying that because our sodium consumption, because of the lifestyle of the people, it is increasing. One chips of packet is very, very dangerous for health. If you are consuming the whole packet in a day, you need not more than 2 grams of salt per day, because if you are taking more sodium, more salt in your body as per your requirement, more than your requirement, it is going to increase the risk of cardiovascular disease, heart attacks and strokes. So we need to reduce the consumption of salt. So salt is the major factor why such kind of lifestyle disease the people are facing, even the small children are facing. So these are the news which we are going to discuss today. Let's start today's discussion with our first news. In the first news, the basic the most important thing is just you need to understand what is the meaning of this DeepSeek. Okay, actually it is an AI startup, or you can say that it is an artificial intelligence tool. It is based on language model, or you can say that it's just like ChatGPT. ChatGPT you all know about. Okay, it is similar kind of tool. ChatGPT is being developed by US companies, but DeepSeek is being developed by Chinese company. It gained global attention with its AI models, claiming near parity with the top US counterpart at a fraction of cost. First of all, it is as efficient as ChatGPT, first thing. And the second important point is that to develop ChatGPT, actually USA or the companies spend billions of rupees. But to develop deep seek, there was only few millions of rupees were millions of dollars, sorry, were spent. So it is at a much cheaper cost first of all, and it is as good as its counterparts. So we are going to understand that. So let's look at the news, that all is written in the news. First of all, its flagship AI assistant powered by DeepSeek V3 has surpassed OpenAI's ChatGPT as a top-rated free app on Apple's application store. First of all, so that's why the whole world is actually looking at it. Even the US president, give a remark on it. He is saying that now it is a wake-up call for American tech. DeepSeek is actually claiming that it has trained model for under $6 million. That's it, only $6 million. But to develop the OpenAI's ChatGPT, the GPT-4 version, they actually spent 50 times, okay, 50 times of the amount which was being spent to develop DeepSeek. So it was a much cheaper version. So Chinese technology is actually showing that they can give us the same kind of technology at a much cheaper prices. Now DeepSeek's rise challenges the notion that Chinese AI lags behind Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley, you all know that Silicon Valley is the area where the tech companies are there, okay, in USA. So the most important thing which you need to understand here, what is the meaning of DeepSeek? This is the only news you need to understand. Let's come to our second news, which is related to Guillain-Barré syndrome, or in short it is also known as GBS syndrome. What is this syndrome? Actually it is a paralytic syndrome. It starts from your leg, okay, it starts from your leg. It is a sensory motion of leg stops, and from there it can reach to other parts of your body. So it is acute paralytic polyneuropathy, okay. First of all, it is quick onset. It doesn't give you any kind of symptoms. It is very quick, okay. So very quick, and it is an ascending weakness. An ascending weakness means from your leg it is going to go about your body, and it is going to affect your sensory nerves, right? Sensory nerves, you can say the peripheral nerves also you can say. So what is the major cause why this disease is why there is an outbreak of this disease in Pune? First of all, we need to understand outbreak is there in Pune. In general, it is not that that big a disease, because only 1 or 2 per lakh out of 1 lakh people on the world average, only 1 or 2 people out of 1 lakh are being suffered from this particular disease. But in Pune we are seeing that there are more than 100 people, okay. So over 100 suspected cases have been linked to this particular disease. Name of the bacteria, it can be caused by bacteria also, and it can be caused by virus also. But right now this bacteria Campylobacter jejuni is a bacteria which was found in contaminated food and water. Because of contaminated food and water, the people in Pune are suffering from this particular disease. The major symptoms are vomiting, diarrhea, nausea, all these. Paralytic kind of, in normal paralysis also, the patient actually face vomiting, diarrhea, nausea kind of situation. Now again, let's talk more about this particular disease. It is a rare autoimmune disorder. Autoimmune disorder, it means it is going to affect your immune system and your nervous system, where the immune system attack the nerves, causing muscle weakness and paralysis in general. If your nerves are not going to work, then obviously there can be the major bodily function, or your muscles are not going to work. That is the meaning of paralysis in general. In general, it is triggered by bacteria, and it can be triggered by virus also. So bacteria is the only reason, okay. It can be triggered by bacterial as well as and the viral infection. Global cases, how many? 1 or 2 per 1 lakh people as per the data. But right now this Pune outbreak is considered as the largest GBS outbreak in India's history. What is the treatment here? Treatment is the plasma exchange or immunoglobulin therapy. Okay, but this therapy has to be taken within the 2 weeks of the symptoms. Okay, it is not going to work later on, so everyone has to be very vigilant, okay? Especially the people who are living in Pune. If you see some kind of symptoms in somewhere, okay, around you, you can please get it checked as soon as possible. The basic reason is that the reason of this particular disease outbreak in Pune was the poor hygiene conditions. So now the Pune administration is actually doing this. The rapid response team is here, which they are actually on the task of cleaning drinking water, they to provide sanitation and public awareness to prevent this particular disease. Let's come to our next important news. This is one of the article on your editorial page, which is about substantive equality in child marriage law. That in child marriage law we have Child Marriage Act. Okay, so the article is actually talking about what these laws are first of all and why there is no equality. So let's understand that. Before that, let's understand what is the context here. So the context is related to a very recent Allahabad High Court case. The case is Sanjay Chaudhary versus Gooden 2024. It is a very 24 case only, in which Allahabad High Court actually annulled the marriage of a couple. They had a child marriage when the male was 12-year-old and the woman was 9-year-old. Okay, so their marriage happened before. Right now the person is of a 20 years age. Now the man was asking for the divorce. Earlier he was asking for divorce, but later he actually filed a petition for the annulment of the marriage. Actually annulment is very easy, and the government of India, look, child marriage in our country is prohibited first of all, but if child marriage happen, so the person has to seek the court if they want any kind of divorce or annulment, but they can seek the court only within 2 years of getting adulthood. For example, a female, and she was married when she was a child, then till the age of 20 only, because 18 is the marriageable age and 18 is the age of the adulthood also in our country. So she can seek the annulment. She can seek divorce later as well, but for annulment, because annulment is easier as compared to divorce, so she can seek annulment only till she is 20 years of age. So because for a girl child, the definition of child is same, marriageable age 18 is same, and the age of a child in the Majority Act also is same. For female there is not much confusion, but for male there is so much confusion, because the marriageable age for a male is 21 years, but the age of a child in the Majority Act or in general, the voting rights a person is getting at 18 years of age. So there is a gap between 18 and 21. What if a person who is a 20-year-old, okay, that person is not at a marriageable age, so is it possible that the person can get annulment, because even if he did not attain the age 21, but he is already adult because he is a 20-year-old. The same case was here. The person was a 20-year-old, 10 months old, somewhat around 21, but he was not exactly 21. Can that person seek annulment under this particular child PCMA, Prevention of Child Marriage Act, or not? So this was the question. Supreme Court of India has already given the judgment that he can seek the annulment till the 23 years of age, but again there has to be an equality. The article is talking about equality between man and woman. Why a man between 18 to 21 age, why a person has to wait for 18 to 21 when a woman can seek annulment just after 18? Why not a man? Okay, so this was the issue here. Now in this particular context, any party, according to section 3 of Prevention of Child Marriage Act, any party who got married as a child to seek annulment, if they want to annul their marriage, not divorce, annulment. Divorce they can seek later also, okay, divorce so everyone can seek at any age, but annulment is not very easy. Annulment for the marriage, as long as the petition is filed within 2 years of attaining majority. So within 2 years of attaining majority, what is the meaning of attaining majority? This is actually controversial. What is the meaning of attaining majority? For female, obviously it's 18, there is no doubt in that, but for male, is it 18 or it is 21? So this is actually the debate. Now, so let's understand the debate in detail. The Prevention of Child Marriage Act defines childhood differently for boys and girls. For according to this act, a boy is considered as a child even if he is 20-year-old, because the marriageable age is 21. If a man is getting married at the age of 20, still that marriage is going to be considered as a child marriage. So according to PCMA, the definition of a child of a male for male is 21 years, but for female it is under 18 only, because marriageable age is for women is 18. While the Majority Act, we have another act of 1875. According to Majority Act, the adulthood is at 18 for both. Now the question arises, can men annul child marriage until 21 or 23 years of age? 20 or 23 years of age. So can we consider men adult just after 18? If it is so, then the person can seek annulment till he is 20-year-old. Okay, first thing. Second, if a man is going to be considered as an adult at 21 of age, then he can seek annulment till 23 years of age. Okay, but for women can only seek annulment till the age of 20. Okay, for women there is no scope, but for man can seek annulment till 23 of age, but there should be equality in laws. This is what the article is saying. So what are the opinions of different courts? Madras High Court actually gave the first verdict here, okay, similar, according to the similar kind of verdict in 2011, and ruled that men can annul marriage until 23 to avoid unfair disadvantage. Now, but the Allahabad High Court in 2024 right now ruled that the limit should be 20, arguing that the higher male marriage age is based on patriarchal norms. It means that according to Allahabad High Court's opinion, a person is child till 18 only. Okay, because after 18 a person is getting voting right also, he is actually adult. If a person is seeking annulment after 18 years of age, that is not because that can be because of the patriarchal mindset, which is which can cloud the judgment of a person, because the person is no more a child, now the person is an adult. Why to give him at such advantage to annul marriage for 5 years from 18 to 23? It should also be 20 according to Allahabad High Court. But the Supreme Court of India already in another judgment of 2017, judgment was Independent Thought versus Union of India 2017, very important judgment. You can actually remember this judgment. Supreme Court of India actually has given have already told that the age of annulment for men should be 23. So that's why Allahabad High Court has to comply it, but Allahabad High Court's opinion was different. Obviously in this case he actually ordered for the annulment, though the person was above 20. He was 20 years 10 months old, but still the annulment happened in this present case. But the Allahabad High Court's opinion was different from its final verdict, because Allahabad High Court actually gave verdict based on the Supreme Court's verdict, because Allahabad High Court, being a subordinate, cannot sway away from the direction of the Supreme Court of India. But Allahabad High Court has given its opinion. Opinion is that the age of annulment for men also should be 20 like women. It should not be 23. So this was the debate. But right now, if we look into the Supreme Court judgment, the age of annulment can be till 23 of age, but this particular case actually has gone to Supreme Court of India also, because the wife actually appealed to the Supreme Court of India. Let's see if Supreme Court of India is going to change its opinion which it held in the Independent Thought versus Union of India case of 2017. Okay. Now what is the call here? Call for the uniform marriage age. The case actually highlight the need for a uniform marriage age, however raising it to 21 as was proposed in the now left PCMA amendment bill. There was an amendment bill of that Prevention of Child Marriage Act. There was a debate. The debate is that we need to make the marriageable age for both men and women at 21 years. Okay. But this particular bill was lapsed in parliament. It did not happen. Right now the marriageable age is 18 and 21. This bill actually wanted to make the marriageable age 21 and 21 for both. If this could have happened, okay, then the annulment age for both was going to be 23, but here right now it is 20 for women and 23 for men. So this is actually not something that is equal. Again, it did not happen. Why? Because it was restricting personal autonomy of a person. Because of a person is already, why this particular why marriageable age was not considered to was not made 21 at that time, because there were apprehensions. What kind? For example, it was going to restrict the personal autonomy of a person. How come? Because of person who is 18 years old. Now the person who can give vote, why the person has to wait from 18 to 21 to get married? If he can vote, he can own property, he can do everything, but why, why not marriage? First thing. Another, increasing state control over young women's choice. Why we are controlling their choice to get married? If someone wants to get married at 19 or 20, the person is adult, then why state is controlling that? Other than that, deterring access to health services due to fear of legal action. If we are going to make a marriageable age 21 but the women are still getting married as 18 and 19, then there will be legal apprehensions. So people are going to not seek health services in any case. That can actually work in negative to the women's health. Other than that, overburdening the legal system with arrest and detentions. It is going to overburden the already burdened legal system in our country. That's why this amendment bill was not passed in parliament. So again, what can be the solution now? What can be the way forward? The article is suggesting that instead of raising the marriage age, reform should be done. For example, compulsory education we can do till 18 years. If a person is already engaged in education till 18 years of age, then there is not going to be any child marriage. Then why would there be child marriage? If the child is in school, the problem why child marriage happen? Because the child is not in school. A 17-year-old girl, if she is not in the school, then definitely their parents are going to get her married. Okay, there can be one of the possibility. Another, better access to healthcare and social security. If we are going to provide better healthcare and social security to women, then also we can curb such kind of issues. Other than that, comprehensive sexuality education is also very necessary in our country, especially if we want to take care of the health of the woman in general. Now again, this case again represent an opportunity to remove gender based annulment restriction, extend annulment timeline as set 18 as the uniform marriage age for all gender. So why to make marriageable age 21? Let's make marriageable age 18 for both gender. Okay, this can be a possible solution of it. Then there will be equality. Now let's come to our another article. Someone wants to ask one question, then ask away. Our next article is about, is Trump's order on birthright citizenship constitutional or not? Constitutional means constitutional as per the US Constitution, not Indian Constitution we are talking about. So what is the context here? We all know that recently Donald Trump actually gave an executive order to end the birthright citizenship in the country. What is the meaning of birthright citizenship? That a child who is born on the land of America or the soil of America, that child is going to get a citizenship when the moment he is going to attain the 18 years of age. So this is the rule. Look, America is a country which is actually made of the migrant people only. So there are very few Native American people. America as a country was built on migration. Okay, the people who migrated from the different part of the world. So Europe, it is not only the Europe, the people from the Africa, the people from the South America, Asia, there are so many people. So the society in America is very homogeneous. America is not only for the white people. America as a nation was built on the this concept of migration from the different countries. But right now, taking away taking away the birthright citizenship, is it constitutional or not? So this is the question. So what is the context here? Now recently on January 23rd, a US district judge in Seattle actually blocked President Trump's executive order and seek to limit birthright citizenship. Now the judiciary in US has come to challenge this particular executive order of the President Donald Trump. Now let's know about what is the meaning of the birthright citizenship. Again, very basic, you know about that. Birthright citizenship grant automatic citizenship. It means it is very much automatic. You are born there, you are citizenship of America. Okay, a child is born there, the child is citizen of America. To anyone who is born, even if someone who is a diplomat, an Indian diplomat who is there in America, an IFS officer, if they are going to have a child there, then child can easily get the citizenship of America. But it is not so the case in India. In India, only if the parents are the Indian citizens, only then you can get the citizenship of India, otherwise not. But in America, it was not the case. In America, they give the birthright citizenship regardless of their parents' status. Okay, if a person is there on some other tourist visa, or if a person is there on H1B visa, if a person is there for some other, short-term visa, if they have kids there, then the kids were considered as the citizen of America. So it was easy for the people who wanted to settle in USA, or their long-term goal was to settle in USA. But this executive order is going to affect their plan for the future. Now, in the USA, the 14th Amendment of 1868 actually guarantees this right. So this right is already there through 14th Amendment. It is already there, overturning the Dred Scott's ruling which had denied citizenship to African Americans. So there was already a 14th Amendment. Now, there are two ways a nation determines citizenship, like we determine there in India, and there was another way which was determined in USA. For example, there is a one way that is known as jus soli, and another one is jus sanguinis. So jus soli means right of the soil, that is the citizenship by birthplace, which is being used in the USA. Right of blood means citizenship by descent. This is the kind of concept that India follows, but this was the kind of concept that was followed by the USA. In India, we don't have birthright citizenship, but the USA, because USA as a country was made of migrant people only. It was not so in the case of India. Okay, we already had so many people. The US Supreme Court case Wong Kim Ark of 1898 again confirmed this particular amendment and assured that the birth in the US ensures citizenship even if parents are non-citizen of USA. So, by looking at this slide, it is very much evident that it was written in the Constitution of America that birthright citizenship is very much constitutional. Now, what does the Trump's order say? Trump's order is not only telling us about this birthright citizenship. There are other things also. Okay, actually, Trump's executive order Trump's executive order reinterprets the 14th Amendment. How? Because in the 14th Amendment there is a phrase written, excludes children of undocumented, and this word is written, subject to jurisdiction thereof. Okay? Like in our constitution, we have there are so many places which this, as per the rule of law, okay, as per the jurisdiction, as per the law by the court or the law of the land. So this word is written, this phrase is written, subject to the jurisdiction thereof. So this executive order is actually relying on this particular phrase by interpreting this particular phrase in a different way. How they are saying that? Because it is subject to jurisdiction thereof. That's why we are going to exclude the children of undocumented immigrant, first of all, mostly Mexican, and temporary visa holder, like most of them are Indians. So they are not going to give, citizenship to the kids of temporary visa holders and undocumented immigrants. So that is the issue. So this is not the only thing. Another thing is also there. This order actually also excludes transgender and queer parents, means gay parents, you can say that, because they have narrowing the parents as a mother and father. So mother always has to be female and father always has to be a male. But what about the children of those people? Sometimes people adopt also. Sometimes LGBTQ community people, they adopt kids. So what about those kids? So this is again another issue. Third issue is the administration justifies it by claiming birthright citizenship, that this birthright citizenship is actually encouraging illegal migration and strain on the public resources, because America has birthright citizenship. Only on the basis of that, America is attracting so many illegal immigrants. This is what is being said by the administration, which is actually justifying the executive order of Donald Trump. Now, why did the judge block the order? The judge at Seattle, he is saying that he actually issued a nationwide restraining order calling Trump's order as blatantly unconstitutional. He is saying that he questioned the Justice Department defense, stating, "It blows my mind how a lawyer can argue in this constitution." This is just what happened in the courtroom. Now what is going to happen next? So this is not the only thing that president has given the executive order. Obviously this executive order is going to go into the Congress also. Congress means the Lok Sabha of USA. It is actually going to require 2/3 majority, and the states response, 3/4 states has to agree first of all, because in USA we have a strong federalism. Okay, USA is a strong federalism. So 3/4 of state has to agree on this particular order. Along with that, 2/3 members of USA's Congress has to agree on this particular order. Only then. Other legal challenges are ongoing and US Supreme Court may ultimately decide the issue. So now against this executive order, there is judiciary. If the states, there are so many states who can actually not going to give assent to this particular order, and obviously other than that Congress can also not give the final assent to this particular particular executive order. So let's see what is going to happen in the future. Hope for the best. Now let's come to our next news. Next news is related to the annual status of education report 2024. So now what is the full form of ASCR? Annual status of education report 2024. Now the good news here is that this studies has showed post-COVID recovery. Okay, but many students still lag in reading and arithmetic. Basically this study is based on reading skill of the people, of the student, and the arithmetic skill of the student. Arithmetic means doing some maths question, very simple. Okay, subtraction, division, multiplication, all such kind of question. So what is the news here? After a prolonged decline due to the learning loss during COVID-19, this 2024 report highlight the recovery. This is very important, recovery in the foundational literacy and numeracy among the school students. So around 6.5 lakh children between the 13 to 16 year of age, okay, they were actually being tested. They have given test. On the basis of that, the outcome of this report is there. What is the methodology here? Methodology is they are going to select the particular, for this particular report they are going to select 30 villages, random 30 villages, okay, selecting per district 30 villages using 2011 census all over the India, with 20 households surveyed per village. So all over the India, in every district they are going to select 30 villages, and in every village they are going to select 20 households. So this is not that they are going to test each and every student. They are going to go to 30 village per district and 20 household per village. On the basis of that, they are going to extract some data, and this is how the statistics is being done. This is how the data of NSSO or CSO we have. Okay, children aged 5 to 16 tested for the basis of reading and arithmetic skill. So let's understand what was the outcome this time in 2024. So when it comes to reading skill of class 3 student, so class 3 students were given to read the text of class 2. Okay, they were given to read the text of class 2. In 2018, only 20% of the children could read a particular text. Okay, this text can be, it is not that this text is going to be in English only. So there are 19 language. For example, if the survey is going on in a village in Telangana or village in Andhra Pradesh, so the language can be Telugu. Yeah. So, or it is going on in Punjab, then language can be Punjabi. So the language of this text can change region by region. Okay. Only 20.9% children in 3rd class could read a text of 2nd class. In 2022, it actually declined and it became only 16.3%. But in 2024, there is a recovery and there is an increment also from 2018. Now the 23.4% student actually could read a text of class 2nd. Now the same text of class 2nd was given to the class 5 student. Obviously class 5 student is someone who is, you need not to remember all the data, you just need to understand it. Okay? You just need to understand that it is improving or it is going down, something like that. Again, ability to read class 2 text. In 2018, 44.2% students of 5th class could read the class 2 text in any language. In 2022, it declined and only 38.5% of kids were able to read class 2 text. But in 2024, we have gained almost the same percentage which we had in 2018, but it has plateaued. Plateaued means it did not increase much. So it is already there. It is on a plateau. 1 in class 5 students still cannot read. 1 in 2 class 5 students still cannot read a class 2 text. You can say that almost only 50% of students. So out of 2 students in class 5, 1 could read of a class 2 text and 1 could not. What about class 8 student? Now the same text of class 2 only was given to the class 8 student, and out of those class 8 students, only 67.5% students could read a class 2 text. Okay, still there were almost 32-33% students who are there in 8th class, but they cannot read a class 2 level text. Now, what is the state-wise trend? Now, though there are many states who have actually very low improvement, especially the Himachal Pradesh and Bihar. Okay, but there are some states who have shown higher improvement, such as Odisha, Haryana, West Bengal, and Jharkhand. Again, what this particular report reveals, this reveals an encouraging trend, because now we can see that there is a recovery, because just after the COVID, these data, the number of students who could read class 2 text, it was actually going down, but now we are recovering from the post-COVID effect. Okay, so that is a good news. Now let's come to our next news. Next news is related to ISRO set to make a historical launch from Sriharikota. Okay, so which one we are going to send in the space right now? With the GSLV F-15 mission. So it is going to be there. Okay, today this mission is going to be executed, and with the execution of this particular mission, what is going to be there? Now ISRO actually set to achieve a milestone with 100 launch from the Satish Dhawan Space Center. From Sriharikota Satish Dhawan Space Center, we will achieve a milestone to to launch 100 missions from this particular area. So the article is actually talking about the history of the launches. First launch was there in 1979. Okay, it was actually not much a successful one. Rohini technology payload was sent to space, but it was not that successful. But the same project was successful in 1980 when SLV-3E2 was sent. After that, in total launches, 62 were the PSLV mission, means Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle mission. 16 were GSLV. Look, if we want to send some communication satellite, then we send them from GSLV. GSLV is the launch vehicle. So 16 is the number of mission which were sent through this particular launch vehicle, that is geostationary launch vehicle. This is the polar satellite launch vehicle, geostationary satellite launch vehicle. So normal satellite which we send in the space, we send it through PSLV. But if it is a communication satellite or which we have to send it to the higher orbit, then we use actually GSLV. Other than that, if we want to launch the spatial missions, then we have these LVMs. So we have 7 LVMs. LVM means Launch Vehicle Mark 3. Earlier it was known as GSLV GK3, okay, in which the kerosene was being used. 3 SSLV mission was there. SSLV means small satellite launch vehicle, and after that we had so many test mission also. Sometimes they were abort test and this year were other kind of test. So in total there were total 100 missions we have completed which were launched through this particular space, that is Sriharikota. Yes, GSLV is for longer distance. You are very much right. Now, why Sriharikota? What is the significance of this particular place? Why we are sending our satellite from this place? Okay, first of all, it is near to equator. It is in South India. It is near to equator as compared to the North Indian side. Other than that, this is an island. So it is very inhabited area. So no one is habitating there. If there is a fail, if any mission is going to fail, it is not going to affect the common people. So that's why we are choosing it as. It is a large uninhabited safety zone. One reason. Second, it is very near to equator. And third, it has a favorable launch azimuth corridor. What is the meaning of that? Its meaning is that when we are going to launch a satellite from here, then we are going to send it to the east. Why we are going to send it to the east? Because if we are going to send a launch vehicle to the east, then it is going to favor, the revolution of Earth is going to favor the mission, because the Earth is also revolving in the same direction and the launch vehicle is also going into the same direction. So it is always desirable to launch a vehicle to the east side. If we are going to send a launch vehicle from this position, then it is going to go to the east. It is not going to go to the west. So west we have habitable area. Here it is an ocean area. So it is not going to affect the people. So it is very much safer. So we cannot have a launch site here, because if we are going to have a launch site here in the western coast of our country, then the satellite is going to go to the eastern part and it can affect the people who are living here, because sometimes the mission fail as well. Okay, so that's why it is very favorable launch corridor, and along with that proximity with the equator, and it has a large uninhabited safety zone because it is an island. Actually it is an island but very near to between Bay of Bengal and the Pulicat Lake here in Andhra Pradesh. It is very near to Chennai, but this place is in Andhra. Never get confused that it is in Tamil Nadu. What are the landmark mission? So 3 mission were when we send our Chandrayaan, okay, our mission to moon. Okay, Chandrayaan 1 in 2008, not that much successful. Chandrayaan 2 and Chandrayaan 3. Actually, it made India the first country to land on the moon's polar region, right? Again, interplanetary and solar mission also we have. For example, Mars, okay, Mars orbiter mission, and another mission is Aditya L1, which is there on our Lagrange point between the sun and Earth. Sun and Earth. By name only, the meaning of Aditya is sun only. So this you can remember it. Aditya L1 is a solar observation mission. Other than that, there are other record breaking launch. For example, PSLV C-37, which was launched in 2017, actually made a history at that time. What was that history? That it launched 104 satellites in a single flight, which was a very big achievement at that point of time, and it was actually a very much record breaking. But after that, SpaceX Falcon and broke it in 2021 when it sent 143 satellites, but it was a record breaking launch at that point of time. Another notable mission which failed actually, for example, when we were sending INSAT 4C through GSLV in 2016, it failed. In 2010 also GSAT-4 was failed, and after that GSLV F10 also failed. Again, it was only minor setbacks for us. So despite these setbacks, ISRO continued to push boundaries in space exploration and technology. So it was a milestone for Sriharikota that it is going to launch its 100th mission today. What is interplanetary? Interplanetary means between two planets. Okay, for example, we are going to cross another planet. For example, if we are going to have a solar observation mission, we are going to cross which one? We are going to cross Mercury. Okay, so that is interplanetary. Again, if one of our mission is going to go into the Mars, that is also interplanetary. But if there is a mission on Moon, because the Moon we are considered as a part of the, it is a satellite, natural satellite of our Earth only, so it is not going to be considered as interplanetary. Interplanetary means if you are going to go to the Mars, or if you are going to go to some other planet in our solar system. Now, next news is related to the World Health Organization's recent recommendation when it comes to replacement of a regular table salt with low sodium salt. So the WHO is saying that right now, due to our lifestyle, we are consuming too much salt in our diet. Okay, so this is not the only table salt. Table salt means the salt which we are using in our houses. We are using the salt earlier times. You can say that 30 or 40 years back or 20 years back, we were not consuming so much of this processed food. But now the processed foods are very much part of our diet, and we are actually taking so much salt from, you know, those processed food already. Then we need to cut down on the sodium part of the table salt which we are using in our house. Okay, this is the thing. So World Health Organization released a guideline which is recommending the use of low sodium salt substitute like potassium. Okay, so use potassium, excluding pregnant women, children, and those with kidney issue. For them the potassium is not good. Okay, pregnant women, children, and for people who had kidney issue, for them potassium is not being recommended, but WHO is saying other than that you can use a potassium based salt. Okay, we can cut down on the sodium based salt. Why is that? Because this is going to help out to reduce sodium intake in our diet, because we actually need only 2 grams of sodium per day, but one particular chips of packet, if you look at the chips of packet, you will see there are more than 2 grams of salt in the one chips packet. If you are consuming 2 packets per day, it means you are consuming so much of sodium, you know, which is very, very bad for your health. Okay, because of so much consumption of this salt, there is a risk of cardiovascular disease, strokes, and chronic kidney disease. So the stroke and the increased rate of heart disease, not only in our country, all over the world, is due to the high intake of sodium in our diet because of the lifestyle we are living right now. So we need to reduce that salt content in our diet. So WHO is actually recommending using of potassium chloride instead of sodium chloride. Right now our table salt is NaCl, but now it is saying that no, you use KCl, that is potassium chloride, as a substitute for sodium chloride. However, there is a concern about potential risk with the undiagnosed kidney condition using potassium based salt. So anyone can consume potassium based salt, which is being recommended by WHO, but it is not recommended for pregnant women, children, and the people who had kidney disease. Okay, now very difficult solution. Sugar and salt is actually, they are very much processed these days, and they are not the natural ingredients in our kitchen. So it is not that sugar was there since the ancient time with us. There are very healthier substitute of sugar also in our diet. Let's do some question. The first question is related to a very easy question. Which of the following mission marked the historical 100th launch from the Satish Dhawan Space Center in Sriharikota? I have already told you. Obviously not Cartosat, not Mars orbiter, not Chandrayaan. It is GSLV F15 mission. Okay. Now, I hope you all understood. The answer is going to be A here. Very easy question, actual one. This one is also very easy. Which of the following best describe DeepSeek? Again, don't mistake DeepSeek with, don't merge DeepSeek with deepfake. Deepfake is very much different concept. DeepSeek is something else. By DeepSeek, you can understand seeking deeply into something. It is related to the education part only. What is the answer here? B. Yes, Khan bhai. Yes. B is it is a Chinese startup that has emerged as a significant player in global AI race. So this is the only question you can see in examination when it comes to DeepSeek. Only thing is that you just need to know what is the meaning of DeepSeek. No, its answer is not A. The answer is B only. Okay. So this was it for today. So these were the important news which we discussed. Please read these news from your newspaper also. Other than that, there are few editorial also which you can read today other than which I have discussed here. Okay. So please, your prelims is very near. It is the high time for you to start preparing for prelims also. Okay. So have a nice day. Do read do work hard and read newspaper also. Thank you so much.